I feel that I think another 5 6 years down the lane, the Bangalore campus would be considered as the main campus, of course, because of the location and because of how much they're investing in this campus in all the facilities. Should
Easy.
be keeping 30 in hand if you're
Yeah.
considering.
You should be keeping 13 hand. Okay. Cool.
The campus is still under construction. If you're
Hmm.
surprised with it, yeah, there are current batch, that is my batch, has around 1,500 students. Uh,
Okay.
my
Okay.
senior batch has around 1,200 students, and the second
Hmm.
batch has 700, and the first ever batch of MIT has around 200 students.
यार अगर तुम्हें बैंगलोर के कोई भी कॉलेज में डायरेक्ट एडमिशन लेना है या अगर तुम्हें एडमिशन रिलेटेड कुछ भी हेल्प चाहिए तो तुम हमारी टीम के साथ कांटेक्ट कर सकते हो। अभी तुम्हें नंबर दिख रहा होगा। एंड इफ़ यू लाइक द कन्वर्सेशन तो लेट मी नो इन द कमेंट कि ऐसा कन्वर्सेशन तुम और कौन सा कॉलेज के स्टूडेंट के साथ देखना प्रेफर करोगे, एंड आई विल मेक दैट पॉडकास्ट फॉर यू। एंड चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दो ऐसे कंटेंट देखने के लिए। तो चलो वीडियो को स्टार्ट करते हैं इन 3 2 1। वेलकम साथी, वेलकम टू द पॉडकास्ट। हाउ आर यू डूइंग?
First of all, thank you for inviting me, and yeah, I'm doing good.
कुल कुल, थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग ऑल्सो। तो आज हम MIT बैंगलोर के कैंपस के बारे में बात करेंगे। सो अपने आपको एक बार इंट्रोड्यूस कर दो।
Uh, Hello everybody, I'm Satvik from MIT Bangalore. First year अभी खत्म हो गया, so I'm currently in second year. You can tell I'm from second year. I am from CSE core, or yeah, that's my introduction.
कूल कूल। तो स्टार्टिंग विथ थोड़ा सा MIT बैंगलोर मतलब न्यूअर कैंपस है मणिपाल का, तो लोगों का बहुत सारा डाउट्स हो सकते हैं, तो उसके ऊपर हम बात करेंगे। तो स्टार्टिंग विथ एडमिशन प्रोसेस एंड ऑल, तो एडमिशन प्रोसेस कैसा होता है एंड एग्जाम का डिफिकल्टी लेवल एंड ऑल कैसा है?
Manipal के लिए, if you have to get admitted into Manipal, then there's only one option, that is through the MET exam, और कोई option नहीं है. You cannot get into using your state CET or your JEE mains or anything else. They're strictly considering only MET for now. I don't know if they'll change, but currently it's only MET on Manipal entrance test. And per year, I think the exam is conducted twice in two different shifts, one in April and one in May. I think, yeah, one in April and one in May. Or talking about the entrance exam, the exam normally, if you see, it is almost of the similar pattern to JEE mains. I think it's +4 - 1 itself. पर इसमें थोड़ा एग्जाम थोड़ा यूनिक है, एंड दैट इज द मेन रीजन वाई पीपल flunk in the exam, because it's a little tricky and people don't read the instructions before they give the exam. If you normally observe the data, the cutoffs and all, you would realize that your first attempt is normally easier compared to the second attempt, and this is not because of the difficulty of the paper, but this is because the students realize that the pattern of the paper is different. So normally normal exam क्या होता है, that it's an online exam +4 - 1 similar to JEE, so they start randomly reading the question, which they start with whichever subject they want. पर MET में ऐसा नहीं है. MET में strictly we have to follow the subject order that those people give, and we are not allowed to change the subject order. And once we have completed the subject, we have to submit the subject, and we cannot go back to the subject anymore. So it normally starts with English. I have to complete all the 10 questions of English, and then I can move on to physics MCQs. I cannot switch to chemistry or maths as per their order. I have to go to physics MCQs itself. And once I submit English, I cannot come back to English and give their. If I've missed anything, I cannot complete all those. So because of this, normally in the first attempt, people don't read the instructions, and after like they complete like 5 6 questions, then they realize, after they move to the next session, they realize next section, they realize that okay, there is something like this, I'm not able to go back to English. So they call the invigilator, they ask about it, and then they get to know that okay, there is some weird rule in this. And normally first attempt is comparatively easier because people don't read the instructions. But yeah, that's how you get into MIT. MET, Manipal entrance test is the only option for now.
एंड मणिपाल एंट्रेंस टेस्ट के तो तुम्हारा मणिपाल का जो भी कैंपसेस है उनमें एडमिशन मिलता
हाँ,
है, लाइक मणिपाल हो गया, बैंगलोर हो गया, एंड जयपुर एंड सिक्किम आई थिंक।
सिक्किम, हाँ, चार
सो
ही.
so overall, what's the difficulty level and the competition level to get into any campus of the Manipal? Like JEE main से easier होता है या कैसा होता है?
Yeah, paper to JEE main से easy है, of course.
हम्म।
Uh, but yeah, that is main point ये है कि because of how the pattern is, though the paper is easier, but if you are not careful, then there are high chances that that a person who is dumber than you can probably get a better rank than you. And that is very visible after you get into the campus, that you realize that there are many smart people, but they've got a very bad rank, and so they end up in a very bad branch, and then they later regret. But yeah, as when it comes to the difficulty level of the question paper, then I don't think it is much difficult. It is easy, and it's little more logical thinking, and yeah, of course, it's very easy compared to JEE mains. It's not comparable to
हम्म.
JEE mains.
Cool, cool. And what is the competition level like? कितने रैंक में सपोज किस टाइप का कंप्यूटर साइंस मिल जाता है या किस कैंपस में मिलता है, तो उसके इसमें व्हाट इज द कंपटीशन लेवल ओवरऑल, कितना इजी है टू गेट इनटू?
It's actually very unpredictable for the main reason that Manipal Bangalore wala campus जो अभी it's running in the fourth and fifth year now. So
हम्म.
because of that, people are still recognizing Bangalore as one of the major campuses that they can get admitted into. So because of that, people are the number of students who are giving the exam are slowly increasing, and currently the competition is probably rising compared to every previous year. Because as far as I remember, I think last year, the year before I got into Manipal, you were getting CSE core in 8,000 rank in Manipal, Bangalore. And
ओके.
when I joined, it was around 5,000. And reportedly, this year it'll be still lesser than 5,000, because, of course, the
हम्म.
campus is getting recognized, and of course, the competition is increasing because there are so many people giving the exam. I cannot tell a
हम्म.
proper number because it's very unpredictable.
ओके. एंड व्हाट इज द लाइक सीएससी में का और भी ब्रांचेस होगा लाइक डेटा साइंस एंड ऑल, सो व्हाट इज द ओवरऑल सेफर रैंक यू थिंक जिसमें सीएस ब्रांचेस मिल जाएगा बेंगलोर कैंपस में?
Uh, safe. For Bangalore campus, I think a safer rank would be around 4,000 to 10,000 अभी के लिए. Again, it's unpredictable, but yeah, around 4,000 to 10,000, you should be getting any branch in CS. I mean, not any branch, any one of the branches in CS.
Hmm, cool, cool. And I think in for Manipal campus, it's like maybe 2 to 3,000 ish. I don't know. I can check that out. So, and in the 10,000 rank, I think in Manipal main campus, you will get like ENI or something like that,
Yeah,
electrical
yeah, you'll get
branch
the
to
lower
mechanical branch.
branches.
Yeah, yeah. So in that scenario, what do you think? Like suppose किसी को Manipal campus में electrical branches or maybe not mechanical, maybe electrical branches मिल रहे हैं, and in Bangalore campus suppose CSE core या CSE specialization branches मिल रहे हैं. In that case, what do you think people should prefer?
I would ask you to prefer the Bangalore campus because, of course, when you're getting a computer science branch, first of all, why would you choose electrical unless you have interest in
Hmm.
electrical?
Hmm.
And
Of course.
talking about the Bangalore campus, I feel that I think another 5 6 years down the lane, the Bangalore campus would be considered as the main campus, of course, because of the location and because of how much they're investing in this campus in all the facilities. I know many seniors who have got like 100 200 rank, not 200K, 200,
Hmm.
a triple digit rank, and they've ended up in Bangalore because they thought this is more better than compared to the main campus because of the location. So I would ask you to choose the Bangalore campus itself.
Cool, cool. But don't you think अभी तक इस साल तक there is no placement data? So don't you think there is a risk factor involved? Suppose in Manipal campus there are a lot of data because I think 40 50 years हो गया even more. So and Bangalore campus is like 4 to 5 years. So don't you think there is a risk involved in that thing?
Yeah, of course, there is a risk in everything. And
Hmm.
as far as I know, the first two batches are getting centralized placements, so they're clubbing
Okay.
with the main campus and uska placement दोनों साथ में हो रहा है. So we cannot tell anything about them. They're clubbed with the main campus. Uh, the third batch and our batch, that is the fourth batch. Yeah, we'll be probably having placements that are completely away from the main campus. We are not grouping with them. But for some reason, I feel since Manipal has a big and a good name, it shouldn't be a problem, and sometimes it's
Mhm.
worth taking a risk.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. And also for the location factor, like in Bangalore there are tech companies and all, so most likely placement will be good. But yeah, there is a risk involved because तुम्हारे पास अभी तक data नहीं है, so of course you have to take the decision उस case में जो भी देख रहा है, of course audience. So yeah, these are all the about these are overall the placement sorry admission process and all, and placement stat is not there, so there is no point to talk about placement stat. सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट थोड़ा सा फीस के बारे में, जिससे हमें थोड़ा सा आर के बारे में पता चलेगा. सो व्हाट इज द फीस एंड इज देयर एनी स्कॉलरशिप इन्वॉल्वड एंड ऑल?
A fees for me was around or around 5 lakhs per year, and
ओके.
it is common for almost all the four campuses as far as I know, and it is going to increase every year. So it should still be around 5 lakhs itself for this academic year also. Maybe a little bit more than 5 lakhs, but yeah, it should be around 5 lakhs. So that sums up to 21 lakhs per 4 years.
एंड अबाउट द हॉस्टल फीस?
The hostel fees is actually quite costly. So, if you're talking, there are two types. One is the AC and a non-AC. And if you're talking about triple sharing, it comes around 1 lakh. 30 or 1 lakh 40. I'm not pretty sure with the exact numbers. A double
Hmm.
sharing would be around 2 lakh 80, and single
Okay, 2
sharing,
lakh. Okay.
single with AC comes around 3 or 3 plus.
Oh, that
Yeah,
is
that's a
so
little
costly.
costly.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so overall the budget will be like anywhere between 25 to 30, even more, depending upon what the
Yeah,
hostels you're
you should
choosing.
be keeping 30 in hand if you're
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
considering.
You should be keeping 13 hand. Okay, cool. And about the scholarships and all, like koi special scholarship for maybe lower income thing and all.
Yeah, Manipal does provide 10 15 different scholarships. I'm not pretty sure how many numbers of scholarships, but yeah, there are
Okay.
scholarships for people with low income. There's scholarships for people who have secured a good rank. There's a scholarship if you have scored below 100 rank. If there's a scholarship if you score below 5,000 rank, and if you are not any one of those, then there's a scholarship if you get more than 8.5 CGPA in the academic year. So there are multiple scholarships. There are scholarships based on regions and language also, as far as I know. But yeah, they do provide a lot of scholarships.
Mm-hmm. And is that मतलब कितना easy है to मिलना या कितना difficult है मिलना scholarship?
A scholarship based on rank, of course, that is a different competition. If you get a scholarship through rank, then you'll be getting
Hmm.
20% or 40% waiver. I'm not sure of the exact numbers, but let's
Hmm.
take 20% waiver. So that almost
Hmm.
reduces 1 lakh per year.
Hmm. Hmm.
And if you're talking about the scholarships that you can get if you get a better grade in the academic year, yeah, that would be a little difficult because everybody knows that you'll get a scholarship and people try
Hmm.
securing a good grade so that they can get the scholarship. Yeah, that's slightly difficult.
Yeah, yeah, competition तो है. Makes
हाँ.
sense. So now let's talk about थोड़ा सा overall placement data तो नहीं है, but what about internship data? Like अभी तक 4 साल हो चुका है. So if you know someone like in senior who are getting internships, so how is the internships process and overall how is the data if you know?
I don't have much data about the internship, but I know that Manipal does support a lot when it comes to internships, mainly in the third years and the fourth, for the third years and the fourth years. They
Hmm.
do help the students in getting good internships, but I don't have much data about that. Yeah,
Okay, makes sense, makes sense. And there is no public data also, right? अभी तक?
they haven't published it yet. They said they'll be publishing it soon. Not pretty sure when.
Okay, maybe this year, maybe because
Yeah.
placement data भी इस साल आने वाला है. Cool. ओके, सो ओवरऑल आरओआई के मामले में अभी तक हम कमेंट नहीं कर सकते बिकॉज अभी तक डेटा नहीं है. सो इन टर्म्स ऑफ फीस इट्स काइंड हायर साइड लाइक 30 lakhs एंड ऑल, बट आरओआई आफ्टर प्लेसमेंट डेटा वी कैन सी द आरओआई ओवरऑल प्लेसमेंट के टाइम पे. बाकी अदर टर्म्स में हम बात करते हैं लाइक कैंपस लाइफ एंड ऑल. सो नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द कैंपस लाइफ एंड ऑल. ऑफ कोर्स मणिपाल ओवरऑल जाना जाता है थोड़ा सा कैंपस लाइफ के मामले में, लाइक स्पेशली मेन कैंपस तो एटलीस्ट. तो व्हाट अबाउट द बैंगलोर कैंपस यहाँ पे कैंपस लाइफ के मामले में?
The campus is still under construction. If you're surprised with it, yeah, there are a lot of things that are going on parallelly. Because uh, if you consider Manipal, it is a university, and the engineering department, that is the MIT, comes under Mahe. And in the Mahe Bangalore campus, there are many other departments like the law department, the law school, the Department of Commerce, or maybe you have the School of Design. So there are multiple other departments in the campus. So there are many constructions going on. There's the admin block construction going on. The library is getting constructed, a new fresh built library. The campus is huge, around 85 acres, if I'm not wrong. Uh, and besides the construction part, yeah, the hostels are all isolated in one side, and the academic blocks are on the other side. You have two messes, and then you have a sports complex, and then you have some cricket nets, football ground, a cricket ground, some tennis courts, and all. The facilities are good, yeah, and there are timings. There is a gym. There's a indoor badminton court and a lot of other facilities. But there are some timings depending on your department, because there are many other departments in the campus, so there has to be some equality in that.
Okay, so there are a lot of departments in the campus. So how is the मतलब crowd और कितना मतलब hectic मतलब भीड़ होता है ज़्यादा और मतलब congested होता है या normally chill रहता है crowd के मामले में?
Um, Abhi ke liye it is fine. It is manageable because as far as I know, for the current academic year, we were around 9,500 students,
हम्म.
including all the departments, not just the MIT campus.
हम्म.
So around 9,500 students, and I'm pretty sure in the next academic year we would be. crossing 11 or 12,000. I mean, maybe 12,000 is too much, maybe 11,000, yeah. It would be a
Mm.
little more crowded in the next academic year. But I think we'll get used to it in within another 1 2 months, and people will become friendly. And yeah, it should be manageable. I don't think it's much crowded.
And what is the student number in the MIT, matlab engineering department itself?
Engineering department, the current batch, that is my batch, has around 1,500 students. uh,
Okay.
my
Okay.
senior batch has around 1,200 students, and the second
Mm-hmm.
batch has 700, and the first ever batch of MIT has around 200 students. So this
Oh.
the first batch that is getting graduated is around 200 students, and almost another 1,500 students will be incoming this year. So that's almost a net of 1,300 extra students for the next academic year if we do the math.
So basically, it's gradually and exponentially actually increasing
Yeah,
the
it's
student
actually
numbers.
exponentially increase.
Yeah. So 1500. Okay. And what is the CS intake approx?
uh, Uh, CS intake is around 70%, I guess, because there are five CS branches and three
Mm-hmm.
electrical branches and electronic branches. And if you consider around 250 students for each branch, I think
Mm-hmm.
CS has more majority than electronic students.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So around maybe 800, 2000,
Yeah,
around.
around, yeah.
Okay, so it's not that much अभी तक, but I think अगले आने वाले time पे it will be increasing. Yeah, so competition will increase in the placement. So we'll see क्या होता है. So of course, um, overall campus life के मामले में you are saying it's pretty good and but the construction is going on. So वहाँ पे लोगों का थोड़ा सा लग सकता है, but again थोड़ा सा newer college है, so you have to compromise in that scenario. And students, you are also saying it's मतलब काफी ज्यादा है, but it's not like congestion वगैरह होता है, it's like chill only.
Hi,
So
yes.
now let's talk about थोड़ा सा hostel के ऊपर. So how is the hostel infrastructure and what is the hostel facilities and all?
I won't be able to give the exact information about the hostel because I'm a day
Okay.
scholar. I personally felt that the first time when I saw the hostel rooms, I personally felt that these rooms are probably 10x better than the other hostels that the other
Mm-hmm.
colleges provide. Of course, yeah, the fees is also 10 20x compared to the other hostels, but
Mm-hmm.
these hostels are newly built, so they are freshly painted, they are neatly kept, and also plus they are comparatively little spacious, and it feels very grand when you enter the hostel room for some reason because normally when you talk about hostel you have a kind of a negative and a bad impression because normally you
Mm-hmm.
see those bad old walls that you see on the videos, YouTube videos, but that's not how these campuses are. These hostels are in our campus. They're fresh, they're new. Oh yeah, and it gives a positive vibe. That's what I felt.
Got it. Cool, cool. I have also heard there are a lot of hostels where there are snakes in the bathroom and something like that. So, yeah, it's cool. Of course, you're paying premium fees also for hostels,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah. And what about the PGs and all? Suppose people want to save some money. So, is there PG availability in the area?
PG availability, yeah, there are some PGs available near the campus, but the problem is this campus is located in a very isolated place, so
Mhm.
you won't get any PGs nearby. You have to travel a little bit, so maybe around half an hour, 1 hour, depending on the PGs available. But yeah, PGs are available, but since this college is little bit inside in a kind of a little jungly area, you need to
Hmm.
travel a little bit if you're staying in PG.
1 hour means kind of difficult only. Matlab, you can't in the matlab,
Maybe not
lunch
1 hour,
lunch.
but yeah,
Yeah,
take it as 30 minutes, depending on the number of PGs, because there are many people from the north who are coming and staying in PGs because they feel that PGs are more affordable compared to the hostels.
of course. Of course, of course. But I think in that time maybe you can't go back to the PG for in the lunch break and all. Suppose you should
Yeah, that
go
is a
for
problem.
in
Yeah,
the, yeah, that is
you
the
are a
thing.
semi-day scholar.
Semi-day scholar. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, good, good. And what about the food facilities? Let's talk about like canteen and mess food and all. How about those?
Currently, there are three canteens. One is the teachers' canteen, which is present in the academic block itself, and then there are
Mm-hmm.
two food providers. One is called the Blue Dove, and the other is called the Chef Touch. They have two separate buildings allocated for them, and the food is I think the food is fine. I don't think there's anything bad about the food. Normally, the hostel food, the mess food is not considered good, but this the food provided over here is actually fine. That's what I felt. Uh, but yeah, out of the two providers, they feel that one provider is good when it comes to non-vegetarian, the other provider is good when it comes to vegetarian. They have some mixed opinions on that, but overall, I think the food is good.
Makes sense. Of course, many people complain कि hostel का food उतना अच्छा नहीं होता है, but okay, still it's good. सही बात है. And and also without hostels, suppose if you are not taking hostel, you can also take the canteen food and mess food, right?
Yeah, yeah. That you just have to you have to pay for it. You also have a
Yeah,
subscription kind of fees also for that if you want to. Yeah, but yeah, you
yeah,
can take
hostel.
it.
Yeah, some card or something.
Yeah, you have a card.
Yeah, got it. So, of course, we covered the overall campus life and the food and hostel and PG thing. And let's talk about thoda sa infrastructure side of thing. You're saying also buildings are building a lot of things, but जितना अभी तक available है उसमें कितना infrastructure कितना मतलब futuristic type का है या थोड़ा सा old age type का है. So, what is the infrastructure overall?
Uh, if you're talking about the engineering department,
Yeah.
all our buildings are already built. They're already
Mm-hmm.
ready, and uh, you're talking about the design. I wouldn't comment much on the design, but yeah, they look good. There are plenty of labs in each floor. There are required facilities are available in the buildings. Overall, it is good. Yeah, there are
Yeah,
two
it feels
separate.
new basically.
Yeah, it feels new, and there are two separate
Yeah.
buildings for just for the MIT department, and other
Mm-hmm.
departments still don't have their own buildings. But we, because of our number, of course, we have two separate buildings for us, just for us.
Got it. Cool. And all classes are AC or only labs are AC?
All the classes are AC. The entire campus is under AC.
That's what I was thinking. Of course, that's a very good point. Of course, for newer campuses, I think
Yeah,
क्योंकि
yeah.
बहुत सारे colleges में like only labs are AC or maybe only computer classes are AC, but mostly
No, no. Here,
things are
all the
non-AC.
classes, each and every room is has an AC,
Mm-hmm.
and there are also empty rooms in each floor. Probably two, three empty rooms in each floor, and they also have ACs in them. So if you want to use the room, and if you want to probably sit under the AC, you can just call the staff, and then they can switch on the AC just for you. All those facilities are available. They're flexible.
Mm-hmm. Cool, cool. And what about the library facilities?
Currently, there are like 4 5 libraries in the entire campus.
Mm-hmm.
Engineering department has I think just one library for now. The libraries it's huge. I mean I wouldn't say it is very big, but yeah, it is fine for now. And they are building a newer library reportedly beside our building. So that should be done maybe in another 2 3 months. I'm not sure, but yeah, the library facilities are good. There are enough books. There are good books. You can borrow them. Almost all of them are automated. You just have to scan the book and automatically it'll be issued for your
Mm-hmm.
to your respective roll number.
Mm-hmm. Cool, cool. Okay, so now let's talk about थोड़ा सा academics के बारे में and we covered मोटा मोटा the campus life and campus infrastructure things. So overall, how is the teachers quality and teachers मतलब कितना uh, educated है? Of course, teachers will be educated, but I am saying कि how good they are in teaching. To be honest, और कितना percentage of teachers are good at teaching and what is the overall teacher experience?
Uh, I probably wouldn't be able to tell the exact percentage, but yeah, teachers are
Mm-hmm.
actually pretty good, and they do show some interest in teaching. And the probably something that I liked about this campus is the teachers are approachable. So if you have any
Okay.
doubt or if you want to speak with them regarding something, they are approachable. You can just go to them, visit, and speak to them. They are always open. They're free to uh, talk to you anytime. And if you are interested in doing any research under any particular teacher, they are
Hmm.
open and they're ready to help you anytime.
That is good. That is good. I think in many colleges, many teachers are like थोड़ा सा arrogant type का होता है and they are not too much approachable. So it's good. Okay, teacher, most of the teachers are approachable. And now let's talk about थोड़ा सा academics hecticness के ऊपर कि कितना hectic होता है like कितना attendance के ऊपर कितना hecticness है and overall how hectic the curriculum is.
Talking about attendance, it's a normal fixed rule. You need to have 75% minimum
Mm-hmm.
attendance, otherwise, you won't be allowed to give the exam. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
then, overall, as the curriculum, of course, it's the old curriculum that every college follows. You cannot blame Manipal for that. That's what everybody does, every college follows.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the classes are we don't have classes every day. We have classes either only 3 full days, and then you have 2 half days or something. The timetables are a little weird, but yeah, you get a lot of free time, and yeah, you can probably study in those time or maybe have some fun also. That depends on you. I wouldn't call
Hmm.
it hectic, but yeah, you need to study a little bit, and there are a lot of free times
Okay.
provided, so you can manage with that.
Then we can't call it hectic only. It's good. The people are getting free time for explore and self study. And the attendance part is you are saying it's strict. What strict means it fixed only like 75%. And is it too strict? Like suppose you are getting 73.4% or 74.9%, then you will be not allowed to give exam or something like that, or thoda bahut मतलब chill hai.
I mean, it is not so strict either. It's fine. It's chill. You just have to be a little known to the teacher. If you have a good connection with the teacher, of course, you can bypass through that.
Hmm.
And plus,
Hmm.
I think they allow your attendance to drop till 60%, if I'm not wrong. If you have any
Okay.
medical certificate, if you have any proper medical condition issues or something. But yeah, everybody
Okay.
knows what happens over there. I just make fake medical certificates and give. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's open. It's an open secret at this point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically, that attendance criteria is 60%, not
Yeah.
75%. Yeah, got it. Cool, cool. So yeah, so overall, it's chill only. Then academics के मामले में it's not that hectic.
Yeah,
Like
it's not
in
that.
Bangalore, there are a lot of colleges. Like I did a lot of podcasts in the past, and they said कि, like there are 85% attendance. There are in terms of the curriculum also there are too much hecticness. Like free time नहीं मिलता है. तो इस case में I think Manipal Bangalore is much better than many colleges. Of course, I'm not gonna take the name and all, of course. But let's talk about the other factors. यहाँ पे academics हो गया हमारा and attendance वाला चीज हो गया. Now let's talk about थोड़ा सा dress code कि is there any like uniform kind of thing or dress code overall like normal decent dress code maintain करना होता है.
Uh, I think there are some rules given in the document which is present in the website, but I don't think anybody follows it. There is currently no proper strict dress code that anybody has to follow. You can just come in any comfortable dress that you are fine with. There is no proper uniform or anything for the students, at least for now. Not pretty sure how it will be next semester.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Cool, cool. Not about the gender ratio overall. I think in Manipal main campus the gender ratio is really good. So in the Bangalore campus, what do you think? What is the overall gender ratio? It's better than IIT or worse than IIT?
It is probably better than IIT. So if you take a class of 60 students, probably the ratio would be around 3:2. It's actually a
Okay,
pretty good ratio.
it's pretty good. Yeah, 30%, 33% is pretty
Yeah,
good.
almost. Yeah.
Yeah, cool, cool. And you are pretty good at the number, so it's good. तो उतना precisely you are good at the number. Cool. Now let's talk about थोड़ा सा सीनियर जूनियर रिलेशनशिप के ऊपर लाइक रैगिंग वगैरह होता है या नहीं या थोड़ा सा चिल साइड है.
उतना तो नहीं होता है कॉलेज में जितना मुझे पता है. Actually, there's a rule that the freshers are not allowed to interact with any seniors the
हम्म.
first 45 days. So
हम्म.
when you join the campus, of course, the first years will be fully isolated from the seniors for almost 1.5 month. आई मीन ऑफ कोर्स इनडायरेक्ट तो बातें होती रहती है कैंपस में हॉस्टल में या बस में, वो तो अलग बात है, बट ऑफिशियली यू आर नॉट अलाउड टू इंटरेक्ट विद एनी सीनियर्स. या
हम्म.
सीनियर्स आर फ्रेंडली एंड रैगिंग तो होती है ऑफ कोर्स, वो तो एज अ फन, बट आई डोंट थिंक देयर इज एनी सीरियस केसेस ऑफ रैगिंग दैट हैज हैपेंड टिल डेट. ऑल दिस इज
Cool,
जस्ट अ
cool.
पार्ट ऑफ फन.
Mm-hmm. Cool, cool. I do think it's actually it's good for the मतलब this anti-ragging policy is good for not ragging and all, but I think इससे थोड़ा सा सीनियर जूनियर जूनियर के बीच में थोड़ा सा डिस्टेंस भी हो जाता है ना. शुरू शुरू में जो डिस्टेंस कीपिंग एंड ऑल, आई थिंक इट्स काइंड देयर आर प्रोज एंड कॉन्स फॉर दिस मतलब ओवरऑल regulation, but yeah, I think it's can be little chill only. तो let's talk about थोड़ा सा क्लब्स के बारे में. तो हाउ इज द क्लब्स एक्टिविटीज एंड हाउ मेनी क्लब्स आर देयर.
Not pretty sure with the exact number, but there are around 30, 35, 40 clubs that are present in the campus. And of course, like every college, there are hardly like 5 to 10 clubs that are active, and the rest others are dead. There are like 4 or 5 technical clubs that are quite active, and some 4 or 5 non-technical clubs that are active. And yeah, they are very open, so you can just go participate in any events and workshops that they're hosting. You can also be a part of the club. You can be a member of the club if you're interested, if you have the actual required skills that they're looking for. Yeah, the clubs are good, or some active clubs are actually good, some are of course not active. That's there in every college, you cannot blame that.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. And in the extracurricular overall, what about the sports facilities, and how many students overall are interested in sports? मतलब कितना एक्टिव है चीज़ें स्पोर्ट्स वाला साइड में?
There are quite a few people who are actually interested in sports. I did speak about the sports facility before when I was talking about the campus. There is an entire huge cricket ground. There are two, three cricket nets. There are like two, three volleyball courts, a football court. There are two, three basketball courts, tennis courts. There are indoor badminton courts. There's a gym and a lot other things. I'm not pretty sure. There are some things that are inside indoor which I haven't visited inside because it's a paid subscription. But yeah, there are a lot of people who are interested in sports, and there is quite a competition when it comes to selections. Normally, they do some trial selections at the starting of the year, so there are a lot of competitions when it comes to that.
कूल कूल कूल. नॉट अबाउट द फेस्ट, कितना फेस्ट होता है एंड कितना लार्ज स्केल का होता है या छोटा स्केल का होता है?
Uh, Talking just about the engineering department, from the engineering department there is one fest, and from the Mahe as a university there is one more fest. So in that way there are
ओके.
two fests. But since there are many other departments present in the campus, they have their own individual fests. So if you count in that way, maybe we have like four, five, six fests. But yeah, there is one main university fest and one main department fest for each department.
एंड यू गाइस कैन ऑल्सो अटेंड द अदर डिपार्टमेंट
Yeah,
फेस्ट?
there's no restriction in that.
ओके. नो, ओवरऑल हाउ बिग द स्केल इज लाइक, मतलब अदर कॉलेजेस से भी लोग आते हैं और ओनली डिपार्टमेंट से ही लोग जाते हैं? एंड ओवरऑल हाउ बिग इज दिस ओवरऑल?
Yeah, there are students who are coming from other colleges to participate in the competitions that are held. Or those recently we had a tech fest, and there were people who had come to participate in Robo Wars or some other technical competitions and all. And quite a few people actually, mainly the first years, are very interested in being a part of the fest. They want to see how the college fest is. They are very active, actively roaming around, participating in each and every competition.
Cool, cool. Okay, so we have talked almost about every point. Now let's throw us a talk about um, there are two there. First of all, there the thing is like lower branch wala thing. Like suppose non CSE में, what do you think? Suppose people don't know what to do and all. मतलब उनको पता नहीं है कि CS में interest है, electrical में interest है, something like that. In that scenario, do you think in Bangalore campus people should prefer electrical branches, or they should go for lower college CS?
That solely depends on your interest. If you're very stubborn, telling you need a CS degree, then probably you shouldn't choose Manipal Electrical. Probably choose some other college which is providing you CS. That depends on all your choice, your interest. If you're just joining for a degree, then just take any branch. That doesn't matter that time.
एंड इफ यूर मे बी नॉट श्योर कि क्या करना है तो शायद CS के साथ जाना बेटर है.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't be not sure at all. You would still have some inclination towards some
हाँ
branch.
हाँ.
Yeah. So just
मेक्स
follow the
सेंस.
path.
या मेक्स सेंस, मेक्स सेंस. ओके, सो नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट थोड़ा सा प्रोज एंड कॉन्स के ऊपर. ओवरऑल इसको कंक्लूड करते हैं ओवरऑल पूरा सेशन को. एंड ऑफ कोर्स वी हैव ऑलमोस्ट टॉक अबाउट एवरी पॉइंट्स. सो व्हाट आर द मेन प्रोज डू यू थिंक ऑफ मणिपाल बैंगलोर ओवर मे बी मणिपाल मेन कैंपस और अदर नॉर्मल कॉलेजेस?
Uh, this campus is very new, so that is actually one of the pros of this campus because since things are very new, so the all the fests that are happening are done in a very large scale, so that they can attract more audience and more people from other campuses. In that way, yeah. And since it is new, everything is freshly paid, and we are the first customer for each and everything. We can try out everything, and feedbacks are properly taken, and proper proper decisions are taken depending on our feedback and all those things. That's what probably one of the good things that is there in the campus.
ओके, सो दिस इज द मेन प्रॉस. बहुत लोगों के लिए शायद न्यू एक कॉन हो सकता है, बट यू आर सेइंग इट्स अ वेरी गुड साइड ऑल्सो. सो या,
Yeah,
हाउ बेसिकली हाउ यू आर लुकिंग एट द थिंग.
yeah, it's
कूल.
just the
So
perspective.
yeah, is as a perspective. So this is the main pros. And in terms of cons, what are the, suppose not like bad thing, what are the things like you want to give, like if you have any constructive criticism कि यहाँ पे improve हो सकता है overall college and all, so what are the those things you want to tell?
The main cons that are present in this campus is probably the location, which probably doesn't have a solution either. It is situated far away from the main Bangalore center, and it is though easily accessible from the airport. But mainly for the hostelers who want to roam around during the weekends, they normally complain because they have to travel 20, 30 kilometers to reach the other part of Bangalore, which is quite active. And for the day scholars, they have to travel 10, 15 kilometers every day up and down just to attend classes. Probably the location is one of the negative features in the campus. And then, of course, there is no solution for this.
मेक सेंस मेक सेंस ऑफ कोर्स शायद उसके लिए थोड़ा सा कैंपस साइज भी बड़ा है ना, लाइक थोड़ा सा आइसोलेटेड एरिया में है, इसलिए शायद कैंपस साइज बड़ा भी है, मे बी, तो दैट कैन बी प्रोज ऑल्सो इफ यू थिंक
Yeah,
लाइक दैट.
yeah.
या सो या कूल, इसके साथ हमने सभी चीज़ों को और बात कर लिया है, तो या इसके साथ एंड कर सकते हैं. थैंक यू फॉर ज्वाइनिंग.
Thank you, thank you.